Hello again and welcome to Chapter 1, Tutorial 4. We're going to talk about functions and function calls and how to pass parameters to functions. So you already know how is a function because of the requirement for those tutorials. So you know or C# or Java. So last time we saw some string manipulation stuff, and we're going to call functions now. So we're going to keep our little hero class there, and we're going to delete some stuff here. Let's just get rid of this, rid of that, and we're going to keep that. Our usual hero as 100 health. All right. So let's say I have multiple heroes, and from time to time in multiple places in the code I want to call this. So this is kind of repetitive code. I can do hero Dave and say hero Dave.name. Let's just call him Dave. And then somewhere else I want to do this but with Dave. Right, so technically, Bob has 100 health and Dave has 100 health. So the problem is I'm repeating stuff there. So what we can do is we could call a function. So let's create a new function for this. All right, let's call it print hero. All right, we will pass our hero in the first parameter, and we're going to call our usual description. And now what you can do is you can just call the function that you just defined here, and you can pass hero in it. And then the other one you can pass Dave in it. And you can see, whoops, nope, it didn't work. Yeah, of course it didn't work. I didn't set the name of the second one. Sorry for that. And we got the same result as previously, except now we're calling a function. It's a little bit more clean. So there's something I'm going to teach you right away about C++ that you don't see so much in those other languages, is if you take that function and you put it at the bottom here, it's not going to compile anymore. All right, so it's going to say that the hero functions are not found because they have, in C++, it really starts at the top of the file and then it goes down step by step. So when it gets there, it didn't see this yet. All right, so this is a little bit a different concept. This is more because of the legacy of how C works. But so make sure your functions are always defined before. And when we will see classes later, well, we won't do like global functions like that anymore, so this won't be a problem anymore. All right, so that's how you do, first of all, a simple function. So let's remove Dave here, we don't need it. We're going to now create another functions with two arguments. So what it's going to do is it's going to damage the hero. So let's say it gets attacked, so we're going to do damage hero. Let's pass our heroes, and then let's specify the damage in parameter. All right, and what you do in there, well, you will take the hero's health and you will reduce it by the damage. Okay, simple enough. This is the same way. This operator is the same as writing equal minus damage. The other language have this, but maybe some people have not used this syntax. So just in case you don't know, it's a shorter form. So now we're going to call damage hero, and we're going to damage it by, let's say, 40 points. So we will bring him down to 60, and we will print again after that to make sure it worked. And I will tell you right away it's not going to work, and I will explain why later. All right, Bob has 100. Bob has 100. So this didn't work. No, it's actually worked. The problem is we're passing the hero by value. All right, so like the int, for example, the damage here, we're passing it by value, right? So it's actually creating a copy of it, and it's copying it there. So whatever we change there, it's not going to change this guy, because what's inside the function, it's a copy of it. So we don't want that, and you will have this similar problem in, well, it's not a problem, it's on purpose. So you will have a similar behavior in C#, with if you've done XNA or Unity, you have those vector2 types, which are mathematics objects. So when you pass them in parameter, they are struct, and in C#, when they are struct, they are always passed by value like this. So they basically copy stuff. And so if you want to modify it inside, in C#, what you will do, you will put ref here, and you will put ref here. So it will know that, no, it's a reference to it. It's not a copy. So whatever I change there, it's going to, change this one. So you can do the same thing in C++, except the syntax is, you just go there and you put an ampersand after the type. All right, so that means that this is a reference on an arrow. So whatever modifier, it's going to change it. I don't have to add anything here. So let's run this again, and it worked. You see, he's down to 60 health now. He got damaged by 40. So this is pretty important in C++. There will be by pointer also, but we will see that in a later tutorial. All right. So I think that's it for functions calls. There's, oh well, we can. Well, yeah, we're going to see one last thing is the return parameter. So you've seen I've put void there, and there's void on the main too. Yeah, I already know that. You probably already know that, but just for the sake of the example, we're going to do it. So we're going to basically get damage taken. All right. So basically, what it will return. It will return the damage that's been taken so far on the arrow, knowing that it started at 100. So let's return 100 minus arrow.health. All right, and let's print that. Damage taken. And then let's call the function. You can call a function directly in line of the stream like this. And then let's end the line. Okay. So what we see here, damage taken 40. Yep, that makes sense. That's what we damaged it. So we saw how to pass parameter by value, parameter by reference, and return value for a function. Simple enough. You can overload also. So I don't know. Let's say you add a different parameter here, which is armor piercing, or let's say magic damage. But let's say you don't always have magic damage. This is just a special case. So most of the time it's going to be 0. So you can put 0 there. Let me delete this. So this is what we call what we call this, guys. Optional, optional parameter. So basically here is doing damage arrow damage, and the next parameter, which is the magic damage, is optional. So you don't have to enter it. I could enter it, but as you can see, there's a default. It's going to be 0 if I don't enter it. If I enter it, let's say it's going to do 50 damage. But if I omit it, it's going to be no damage. And the other way of doing this too is you can actually overload functions with different parameters. All right? So now it is not optional, but it has a different amount of parameters, so it knows which function to call, whatever. So this is not different than C#, all right, and possibly Java. I'm not sure how overload works in Java. But it's not something people necessarily do frequently, so I thought I will give you a little intro to it. All right, so that's it for this tutorial. Again, not too complicated. Next tutorial, we're going to see the if and the loops. Again, you probably know those kind of stuff, but it's important just for syntax purpose. All right, so see you in the next tutorials.